Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We've got an absolutely fascinating topic on deck today. We're going to explore something called the intentionality signal and really unpack how bridging the mind of the learner can completely change your everyday interactions. Let's get right into it.
So picture this scenario. You are standing in the kitchen, scrolling through your phone with one hand, while trying to show your toddler how to stack blocks with the other. Sound familiar? You probably think you're successfully multitasking, right? Well, actually, your child's brain is picking up on something way deeper than just those blocks. See, we've got this really pervasive myth in parenting that toddlers are essentially just little sponges, blindly mimicking every single move we make. But recent breakthroughs, they are proving that theory completely wrong. Your child isn't just watching your hands, they are actively scanning your mind to see if you actually mean it. Turns out, they've got this highly sophisticated BS detector hardwired right into their developing brain.
If you've ever felt like your child has just suddenly started to tune you out, or if they seem to literally ignore your instructions despite your absolute best efforts, take a deep breath. It's totally okay. It might not be a lack of discipline at all. The science of pedagogical reasoning suggests that the true secret ingredient to teaching isn't the action itself, it's your intentionality. When your child rejects your lesson, it's actually tied to their incredibly complex developing brain recognizing that the crucial ingredient, your genuine intent to teach, is just missing from the interaction. Okay, so let's dive a bit deeper into this. To really understand why a kid might reject a lesson, we have to look at this landmark 2025 study by researchers Eleanor Bass and Elizabeth Bonowitz. Their study, which is titled Children's Sensitivity to Automatic Behavior Relates to Pedagogical Reasoning and Theory of Mind, is honestly a total game changer. They wanted to figure out, can children actually tell the difference between a teacher who is truly engaged and one who is just kind of going through the motions? And the answer is a resounding yes. They discovered that kids are incredibly sensitive to what they call automatic scripts, those everyday moments where we're acting without really being mentally present.
But how exactly do children filter this information? Well, it all comes down to theory of mind. This is the ability to understand that other people have internal mental states that are different from our own. Children actually use their theory of mind to reason about the knowledge, the beliefs, and the goals of the person trying to teach them. So when you're operating on autopilot, your child's brain detects a total mismatch between your physical actions and your mental engagement. And that mismatch, it immediately triggers a response in their pedagogical reasoning center, which helps them decide right then and there if what you are doing is actually worth learning.
And this is where the core finding of the study just gets brilliant. The researchers looked at how children learn about novel toys after different types of demonstrations. What they found was that when a teacher seemed to be following an automatic script, meaning they weren't really accounting for the learner's specific needs, the child deemed the teaching far less helpful. Essentially, if they sense you aren't truly present, their brain categorizes your distracted behavior as noise, rather than a valuable signal. And once it's categorized as noise, they simply stop mimicking you.
This is a profound shift in how we view mimicry. Your toddler isn't just a copycat. They are a mini scientist of your internal state. Effective teaching really requires us to actively represent what the learner already knows. If we fail to do that, maybe because we're distracted or honestly just exhausted, we are essentially teaching in a vacuum. It perfectly explains why your child might completely ignore a lecture you've given a dozen times, but then suddenly pay rapt attention when you're genuinely curious and engaged alongside them about, say, a random bug you found in the backyard.
Now, before anyone starts feeling guilty here, I want to offer some tactical empathy. Being a parent or a caregiver is exhausting. Period. It is physically and mentally impossible to be on 100% of the time. But check out this number, 50%. The good enough standard in research actually shows that being responsive and present just 50% of the time is entirely sufficient for healthy development. You do not have to be a perfect teacher. You just need to be an intentional one.
And to help you be intentional, we can actually translate these complex academic findings into something highly practical for your day-to-day. I want to introduce you to the concept of the intentionality signal. This is a set of micro-habits designed to shift parenting away from those exhausted automatic scripts and into deliberate shared goals. It's basically a way to reassure your child's brain that yes, you are present, you're engaged, and you are actively partnering with them in that exact moment.
Let's break this down into actionable steps. There are 3 micro-habits we're looking at here. Step 1 is the mental pause. Before you start to teach a new skill, literally just take 3 seconds. Put down your phone, look them right in the eye, and verbally narrate your own transition. You might say something like, I am putting my phone away now so I can show you how this works. That simple act of narration is a powerful sensory cue. It explicitly tells the child's brain you are moving out of an automatic script and stepping into a shared goal. Now, what's really fascinating is the second habit, the knowledge anchor. Remember, the study emphasized that misconceptions about a learner's beliefs result in less helpful teaching. So instead of just diving headfirst into a demonstration, ask a question first to gauge what they already know. If you're showing them how to pour water, ask exactly this. Do you know what happens if we fill the cup too high? By asking this, you are proving to their theory of mind that you are representing their internal state. You're responding to them, which bridges that critical gap between your mind and theirs, making the information incredibly sticky for their brain.
And that brings us to the third habit, the joint focus bridge. Effective pedagogy is entirely built on shared goals. So, instead of standing over your child and barking instructions, physically get down on their level. When your eyes are at the same height as theirs, it becomes so much easier for them to detect your intentionality. By physically aligning yourself with them, you are helping their BS detector confirm that you are truly present. It turns a mundane routine, like putting on shoes, into a deeply collaborative learning experience.
The absolute best part about all of this? These shifts are not about adding more work to an already crazy busy day. It's simply about shifting from autopilot parenting, where you're just managing a task to get it done, to attunement. You are changing the quality of the minutes you are already spending together. When you use the intentionality signal, you are actively building your child's pedagogical reasoning skills in real time.
And the research by Bass and her colleagues makes it crystal clear why this is so absolutely vital. As children develop their theory of mind, they become much better at judging the quality of the information they receive. By being an intentional teacher right now, you are modeling exactly what a reliable source of information looks like. You're teaching them how to evaluate information, how to trust a good source, and ultimately, how to engage deeply and meaningfully with the world around them.
Just think about the incredible long-term impact of these small, intentional moments. You aren't just teaching a toddler how to mimic a task, you are raising a thinker. You are showing them that their thoughts and their specific level of understanding actually matter to you. The most powerful tool in your entire parenting toolkit isn't a specific toy or some fancy, expensive curriculum. It's literally your own mental presence. Because when they feel considered, they naturally become more curious and way more willing to explore.
Which brings us to this really wonderful thought. You are the primary researcher of your own child. As you move through your week, just try to catch yourself when you're slipping into one of those automatic scripts. Look, we all do it to survive the repetitive nature of caregiving, for sure. But when you see that little spark of curiosity in your child's eyes, try to unautomate yourself. Drop the phone, use that mental pause, and anchor yourself entirely in their world. Look for the signal of their engagement.
When you do this, you're going to find that not only does your child start to listen more, but your connection grows significantly stronger because it's rooted in a genuine, shared understanding. You are doing a great job, and the mere fact that you're here learning about this shows just how much you care. You are building a resilient, inquisitive mindset that will serve your child for the rest of their life. So I'll leave you with this final thought to take into your day. How will you unautomate today?